coochie stretch and eat a nigga
Bleed,
ass. Eat a nigga ass.
bleed,
Eat a nigga's
bleed.
ass today in London. Period. I'm trying to get this coochie stretch.
If she behaved that way in Dubai, she would be in prison for life. And she's one of the people who claim that countries like America are so oppressive, yet this is the way that she conducts herself. I hate to say it, but white people never act this way. And yes, you have black women who are fighting for their lives to stop being associated with this kind of culture, but then Sukihana the GOAT is so loud and so ghetto in using her platform to showcase the worst side of black culture.
Number one, I hate to break it to them, but I'm sure they eating ass and getting their coochie scratched in London well before Sukihana came there. Number two, you so lost in the sauce of racial pathology, you've equated the individual act of a black woman to all of black culture or all the black community. Number three, you being on respectability politics is not going to free you. So saying white people don't do this, what does that mean? You mean black women gonna stop getting kidnapped? Does it mean the infertility rate gonna go lower? Does it mean that black women gonna stop dying when they give birth? Like, what does this mean? Nothing. I'm talking about your feelings. Number four, speaking of feelings, I understand that you feel uncomfortable by her quote unquote indecency. You see what I'm saying? But the fact you've wished life in prison on her, it speaks volumes of how you think about the Constitution and how you feel about freedom. Number five, in my hood, we always call it some sucker shit when boys want to police women more than they do other men. Because I guarantee you, you ain't got much content talking about rappers or rap music in terms of black men. But I'm sure you got many shallow criticisms about black women. And number six, speaking of shallow, a lot of y'all think very deeply about shallow shit and then you drown in your own understanding. Why? Number seven, proponents of respectability politics might attempt to portray their personal social values as being continuous and compatible with the dominant values. White people wouldn't do this. They may prefer not to challenge the mainstream for its failure to accept the marginalized group into mainstream and that the diversity also exists within the group. Number eight, I know this video is about like London and what shit in London, but remember when Jay-Z and Kanye sung about N-words in Paris? White folks don't do that either. Or were they? Number nine, black women ain't a monolith, so everybody can't be Claire Huxtable or Michelle Obama. Some of them act just like Young Miami and Sukihana, and they all deserve respect, correct? Number 10, if you wasn't interested in none of the coochie scratching and booty she was talking about, you could have kept on scrolling and kept your thoughts to yourself, but here we are. You being lost in the sauce of respectability politics, they just don't do something. Number 11, he really wants Sukihana to go to jail for a non-violent, victimless action? Woo-hoo. Number 12, serious question. So you really talking about getting coochie scratched and booty eating equals life in jail? You really believe that? My last and final point, since he loves white people do so much, they would never talk about white culture being attributed because the individual act of one person they found indecent. Education is elevation, sucker.